So I started a safeguarding in November 2024. So not this year, last year. And because I was concerned that the person was homeless, I was concerned that the person had mental health, it was chronic, they had suicide ideation, another word for thoughts. They had previously had attempts and they were disheveled. They had also been a victim of crime and it was a really bad situation for them. They were just feeling really hopeless. They'd gone to the council. This is before I intervened. The council had placed them into band D. Now, despite having medical evidence and severe, enduring, long-term mental health, including ADHD and PTSD, because it was, how do I put this? Because of the combination of the health problems and the risks and the high risk, it's for me then I need to inform medical experts. So let me tell the doctor and get the doctor aware of everything and get the doctor on board to help that person with the immediate problems, which is need help with ADHD, need help with mental health, need help with housing, need help with medication, need help with just making sure there's some shelter and making sure there's some stability going on. So when the person had said to me that the council were not helping them, they've placed them in Band D, I was just livid. That's the wrong banding for somebody that has these disabilities. They don't see you as a priority need. They don't see the risks, and that's the half the issue. So I take on their case and I approach the council and I say, you've not seen this person. I'm very clear and blatant with it. You've not seen this person as a priority need. I know they sent their medical, but here is the medical, and here is a summary of what the problems are. They banded him Band C. I felt that was a bit of a smack in the mouth, really. I literally felt you're taking a mickey. We've just appealed and complained that you're not taking in consideration medical evidence and the circumstances that required this individual to be safeguarded. So I have to go in and band and appeal the banding again and make a complaint that now you're neglecting this individual and you're delaying because you're getting it wrong. Also point out about their duty of care and the Equality Act 2010 and what their homeless legislation is 1996, right? The problem with that is that they came back and they rebanded him Band B. Fantastic. Yes, hey, we got there in the end. They've recognised that the person is in a priority need. So, fantastic. That's what advocacy can do. Pushing these people's into the council or home or housing situation, getting them recognised that they are so vulnerable, their own crisis, they need help. So when we get them in Band B, great. But they delayed all of that process, haven't they? So that's time gone. Well, because the person was sofa surfing, and one of the places that they attended was unsafe, and they could no longer stay there. It became, and it was always a risk anyway. They always felt unsafe, so they approached the council because by this time they got PTSD, like really panicky, and they need help. So they approached the council. The council bypassed the advocacy because generally they'll have someone to speak on their behalf and to interact with services. On this occasion, what the council did was place the person into a hostel. Now that's not adhering to the housing plan that was set for the individual who was vulnerable and wanted their wishes respected and where they went and how they can be more supported. And one of those wishes was not to be placed into a hostel or put there because they don't mix with people and they're easily exploited and have been attacked. Hence the fear. But the council went ahead and done it anyway. When I phoned up the council and said, what have you done with this individual? Where have you put them? The council was a bit stally at first, but because I'm the advocate and I get to speak on behalf, they told me where they put them. And when they put him in hostel, I was outraged. Because once they placed him in the hostel, he then got rebanded again to band C. Now there's a 56-day period where that gives the council time to see whether or not they owe you a duty of care. Now bearing in mind, they've already placed him in band B, right? So they already said they owed him a duty of care. So when they placed him in the hostel, they put him in band C, knowing the hostel was going to be an unsuitable situation for him. This delays again. So whilst in the hostel, the person was harassed and attacked on 2 occasions. The first occasion, the hostel put the individual, the perpetrator, out, and the second occasion, they also put the perpetrator in another area and had strict rules. But in regards to the individual I was supporting, I had to step it up. This is unsafe, as I said so from the beginning. There are safeguarding. In regards to the safeguarding, let me be clear. I safeguard the person. When people come to me and they even talk about ideation, I have to safeguard them, right? So I safeguarded him from the onset, stepped up a notch or 2 in January even more because I felt like people wasn't listening, especially when it's reflecting and abandoned. So come March now, because this is before he went to the hostel, come March, the council decided to safeguard, because I was never going to stop complaining about the ill treatment. So they safeguarded this individual themselves, which then brings in social services. Social services decide to say, well, he's got a good support network, you'll do it. No, you're not going to put the responsibility on me. The responsibility is for you. The social services says, yes, we've got a duty of care to this individual. Oh, great. Now you acknowledge you've got a duty of care. The council, you give confirmation back to the council. The council go, okay, yeah, all right. But the fact that the council delayed the safeguarding or to unite on the safeguarding caused a hell of a lot of injustice. So, hence complaints. So whilst in the hostel, because of the attacks, I just couldn't let it go. I just said, this is just outrageous, this is ridiculous. Speaking to the housing manager, and in the end, they placed him in band A. Within about a week, say 2 weeks, they housed him. Do you think that was the end of that? It was for the individual, and it was for the immediate, but I had to take the case to the ombudsman, and the ombudsman found in their favour. So again, you see, it just shows that strong advocacy makes a difference. I know these people's rights to fair housing and to make sure that they are not being discriminated. And in this case, being banded 5 times, you'll find that there is and was discrimination in housing. Priority need. The safety of others is highly important. And in this case, all of the maladministration will reflect in the banding. I'm Kerry Mussington, Mind Over Matter Suicide Prevention, and I take my role serious. I wish others would.